your land. Rich man, poor motherfuckers gonna kill each other just to survive. Welcome to the wasteland. Welcome to the new paradigm. Not every day you see an empire shift up and die. Can you believe we let it all go to the really changed. Play the roles that we always played. Read the lines written on the page. This movie's gotten strange, heavy-handed, hollow and insane. I don't wanna be too dramatic, but this movie has lost its magic. Plot's empty and erratic. Audience has fucking had it. Nihilistic and dogmatic, product of corporate habits. Every frame beyond dramatic, free for all and systematic. Comfort of the crowd collapses. Seems to me that we're missing some scenes. Did the movie just end, or are we at the beginning? Sinking deeper into our ego movies as the blood flows free in the war against empathy. The war against humanity. The war between you and me. The war against empathy. The war against humanity. The war between you and me. Do you wanna feel cinematic? Wanna see some real movie magic? Cloak yourself in thermoplastic and dim the lights of a few fanatics. Parasitic propaganda addicts. Motherfuckers all sound the same. Read the lines written on the page, or wake up and see outside the frame. Seems to me that we're missing some scenes. Did the movie just end, or are we at the beginning? Sinking deeper into our real movies as the blood flows free in a war against empathy. The war against humanity. The war between you and me. The war against
We must hold hands and not fucking turn.
Behold the serpent, beware the oldest line. Begrudge our brother for existing on the wrong side of an imaginary line. Between two worlds, belligerent in the name of the tribe, I beseech you to believe in more than the light reflecting off of these shells we occupy. Because the truth is, we're all the same beneath the surface. We all wanna find our way and find our purpose. We're all the same. We carry our own burdens. We all have a cross to bear, and we hope the wait is worth it. Believer of the line, be gone from me and mine. Be ready to fight and bleed. Become the truth that they despise. They only seek to divide. With bedlam that besets us on all sides. Yeah, they say, beware the bestial horde. Best believe they'll besiege your lands and come for you and yours. That's a lie. We're all the same beneath the surface. We all wanna find our way and find our purpose. We're all the same. We carry our own burdens. We all have a cross to bear, and we hope the wait is worth it. We all have a cross to bear, but only cowards wanna burn it. We all have a cross to bear, but only cowards wanna burn it. We all have a cross to bear, but only cowards wanna burn it. Cowards wanna burn it. The truth is, we're all the same beneath the surface. We love, we sing, we dream, we try, find our purpose. Yeah, we're all the same. Carry our own burdens. We bleed and scream and fight and cry. We hope the pain is worth it. Hope the pain is worth it. Hope it's worth it. Beware the oldest lie.
So this is a song
about looking at everybody around us and realizing how different we all from one another. We are fucking different colors, we worship different gods, we wear different clothes, we express ourselves differently, we listen to different kinds of music. I mean, it's fucking crazy, right? We are all exactly the same. We must hold hands and not fucking turn.
And the leprosy looking for your face. History has shown time and time again. Don't mistake a fascist for a friend. You're just like Gordon Strong, locked in a cell, shot in my head, order given by a man that we call friend. Here's the thing, man. Fascists ain't got no fucking friends. Fascists ain't got no fucking friends. You're only useful until you're more useful dead. Yeah. Fascists ain't got no friends. You're only useful until you're more useful dead. Tokens will be spent one of these days. But man, it's a hell of a way to go out and let us make a meal of your face. History has shown time and time again.
The key isn't winning or losing, it's making the attempt. I may never be what I ought to be, want to be, but how will I know unless I try? Sure, it's scary, but what's the alternative? Stagnation. A safer, more terrible form of death, not of the body, but of the spirit. An animal knows what it is, and it accepts it. A man may know what he is, but he questions, he dreams, he strives, changes, grows.
Any of you incels doing on 4chan, Snyder Cut motherfuckers want to get on a line now? Anybody?
I vaguely know who actual fandom is. I think I might actually been on it. No.
Holy shit. Holy shit. Hello and welcome. Am I fucking audible? Am I audible?
You are audible.
Look, hey, look at that. Morgan says I'm audible. That's all that really matters. I don't care if anybody else hears me right now.
Aw, that's so
yeah.
sweet.
How's everybody doing?
Living the dream.
Right at the beginning of the stream. Great. Sorry. What'd you say, Morgan?
Living the dream. Apparently, I missed a cringy debate between Ant and some cosplayer edgelord.
I dropped in on a couple of minutes of it, and holy shit, man.
Oh,
Ant is, he's got way more patience than I do.
yeah.
This guy was just like, talking like not. I don't want to say steamrolling because that implies he's like was saying something of weight or relevance or anything that could actually be construed as a decent point. But he was just constantly just blah 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 in a little bit of time, and Ant was like, "Hey, do you mind if I finish my point? Can I? Thank you."
Yikes! Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go back and watch that. I'm fine, thank you.
It's I don't know. I mean, I guess just the nature of being on the correct side of things. both morally and generally factually, is that the people you end up talking to, the few of them that do stand up and say, yeah, I'll debate you in the marketplace of ideas, are just like full of bullshit and, can't make a coherent point. I'm thinking about like a lot of these guys that Bob Chaos has debated and stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't know how they do it, honestly. I would feel like you just need to go away, go think about what you've done with your life, because you have wasted it on being a miserable failure.
We're talking about StarCraft? What's up with that?
Well, we were,
Yeah.
Someone mentioned the guy's name was Templar, and I said the only good Templar was Zeratul from StarCraft.
No, it's like, just one of these obviously like whitey-righty coded, knight, medieval knight and Templar, like you can just tell what he's about just by the fucking name. And hey, maybe that's good branding, but
I guess you know what your audience is.
They're kind of a dime a dozen, really.
I wonder what the opinion of these people is of Greece, because like historically that's most of what Crusaders did was just attack Greece. Well, what is modern day Greece?
Yeah. Gordy's like, Gordy just made him leave my lap, and then he ran outside right out of the bedroom, and I hear him in there meowing at Oliver, and Oliver's like, hey, what?
His name is Tactical Templar with a K. Get
right,
the fuck out.
Yeah.
Oh, brother, please.
I'm gonna call him Tactical Templar.
Tactical Templar.
Christian conservative who scolded Ant for virtue signaling. Crazy.
Oh my God. Oh.
Good name.
I have to imagine, it would not surprise me rather, if Ant being, I believe he's an Italian American, right? He's talked about that before.
We don't
I would not be surprised if he went to a Catholic school and had those things drilled into him.
we don't fault him for that though. So
no, it happens. There's plenty of good Catholic schools.
So yeah, tonight wanted to kind of dig into, I think we're going to end up talking about it on the Fapcast as well, but there's plenty here. I think that this is kind of, from what I can tell, the most exhaustive, study that's done about the modern, like a snapshot of currently the right wing in America, and
what they look like and why.
Yeah, and it breaks down. There are a few big distinctions, and there's a lot of stuff they just aren't distinct from any other type of conservative or historical conservatives, but there's a lot of things that are very different, and where that breaks down on demographic lines is pretty obvious when you think about it, but it's pretty interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
The youngs and the olds are very, very different on a few things. And it looks like, honestly, some of these young ones, not to spoil anything, but they seem just like cool with trans people and stuff. So maybe it'll be all right.
I don't know how true that is.
Some of the I guess the Zoomers that identify as conservative or whatever now, they seem to not give as much of a crap about some of that stuff as historical conservatives have. But I mean, they also, but if you don't have a it's like not giving a crap is almost as dangerous as caring about it being in the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Right. They don't give a crap, not in a way that they won't vote for people who are obsessed with it.
Right.
They will absolutely vote for conservatives who go on about trans people as long as they identify as conservative.
Them what they're actually interested in, and along with that comes, let's oppress so and so people. They will definitely do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a problem with that.
I'm curious what the conspiracism levels are between these demographics. Honestly.
Oh, have you not looked at all?
Because you were going to do it on here, I was trying to avoid it. I wanted to get the Tipper Gore experience.
I think that calls for. Do I have that loaded up in here? Let me see. I don't think I have the Tipper Gore experience loaded up here. Damn it. Oh well. But I just as a little hint of the table of contents here. This is from the Manhattan Institute, by the way, which is, from what I can tell, I guess, pretty reputable polling center.
Man, isn't that Chris Rufo's joint?
They've definitely approached this from complex directions. It's not just simplified bullshit for sure.
Sure, yeah.
But so table of contents include their methodology, favorability, leadership and masculinity, views on quote the system, conspiracism, racism and anti-Semitism, political violence, perceived social standing of different groups, overall policy disposition, taxes and spending, America's role in the world, social issues, deportations, legal migration, tariffs, DEI, transgenderism, allies and adversaries, Indians, Arabs, and Muslims, dual loyalty.
I'm sorry. What? Indians, Arabs, and Muslims.
Dual loyalty, and then finally,
Oh.
the future of MAGA.
Okay, so I did look it up. This is the joint that Chris Rufo is a big player at.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, I mean,
this is a conservative analysis of conservatives.
Sure. Well, I mean, but I think that it behooves them to do a thorough and
Yeah.
and you know a sincere one if they're doing it for their own purposes. You know what I mean? That's what I was kind of thinking about. Is like, well, where's the one about the left? And I kind of didn't realize that this was a Rufo joint, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense now that they would want to. They're trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with their party.
Right. Now, yeah, he
What
is not the
figure-
only person involved with that august body. But so it doesn't mean that he's necessarily directly involved with it. He just works there.
They want that inclusive fascism, yeah.
Oh,
Equal
Jesus.
opportunity oppression, y'all. Before we get into that, though, I had a couple of maybe smaller tidbits to look at.
Cool.
And by the way, that was a 20-minute pre-stream thing that I put together, including 3 songs,
Nice.
mine, and then an intro. If I'm scheduled to go at 8:05 and you see me starting at 7:45 or whatever, and you don't want to sit through the pre stuff, just know that's what's going to happen probably. So I'm like,
what you should do is you should just I don't know, open it up, mute the tab,
Yeah,
like
that'd be
just like
cool.
the stream.
Or if you dig the music, that's another thing. You could do that, listen to it. I'm cool with that. If you want to get your grubby little mitts on the music, have some downloads of it, follow me on Patreon, which you can do for free. And as long as you're following me on there, I will provide the links to download those songs for free very, very quickly in the next. I don't want to give a specific day because every time I think I'm like, yeah, I'm going to be done on this day, I end up finding ways that I need to tweak and polish. And because once I'm done, I'm done. I'm sending it out for distribution. It's going to be distributed on all the platforms.
Nice.
So I don't want to fuck around and do it any more half-assed than my half-assed talent already allows.
So to answer this question, no, that's the I think his name was Ryan, no relation to Nothing But Media, who was the state superintendent for education in Oklahoma, who had porn on in like a TV in his background on a like Zoom chat for work.
Huh. Okay. I did not know any of this. Not at all.
He is the one who made Hyaraichek the chief library consultant for the state of Oklahoma, despite her knowing nothing about libraries or Oklahoma.
In the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is that guy.
Cool.
When he was, I think he quit before they could fire him. But there was
I love that shit. I've done that before.
there was some data collected that I believe it was the Trevor Project, calls from Oklahoma LGBT kids went down almost immediately after he left that role. That like his impact on anti-LGBT policies was that extreme. It's just, it's I think his official excuse was that it was a Jackie Chan movie.
Oh,
I think that was his official excuse.
Yeah, that works. Sure. Well, so one thing that we've been very, very concerned about in our sphere of influence here, small as it may be, it's very persistent and passionate and girthy. But anyway, so we've been concerned about the state of one Mr. Jordan Peterson And is this man okay? I mean, we know he's not okay. He's not okay, like regardless. But like, is he alive? Maybe. We just don't know. Well, we didn't, but I did manage to get this.
Blow Gogurt.
Allow me to put this into simpler terms. So the necromancer, he's got a tower, a long tower, primarily constructed of bone. And on one side, you got sorcerers, metallurgists, bone sorcerers, and ghost wizards.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And there's a huge difference between shadowmancers and shadow slingers. And people don't like to draw the distinction between the two, but it's extremely important to keep context in mind.
Right.
So it's like, if I'm a warlock, and so the necromancer's all the way at the tippy top.
Okay.
He's over here. He's over here in his tower. Galatrax is over here, and he's raising a skeleton army. And it's important to look at, so there's a hierarchy to the bone army. It's hierarchical. It's hierarchical. And all the way down here, you've got the bone boys. And then you've got the crazy bones and the femur fiends, and they're all under the umbrella of the skele snakes.
Oh.
But see, they're not the ones who hold the real power here, no. Because Galatrax, he's got the Book of Spells. He's got the Tome of Whispers.
Interesting.
And it's like, unless you've got a silver shield, good luck venturing through Blightwood Barrow. Good luck trekking through the Bog Witch's Swamp.
Yeah, that reminds me.
And above all this, there's this portal just ripping open above the territories of Skeend.
I mean...
And out pops Galatrax, orb in hand. Remember Galatrax, he's there.
Okay, yeah.
And at this point, everyone's out of mana, leaving his bone boys completely free to suck the magic powders from the sacred soil.
Yeah, so more coherent than he sounded in a long time.
He's really coherent. He
and
looks
honestly,
younger too.
It's pretty interesting, really. Maybe for the first time. He's saying things that I'm like, yeah, I'm into that. Sure.
Yeah, you need to put a link to that video out there for the viewing public because some of
so
us
it is the channel is called Wizards and Guns or something like that. Fuck, I forget. Maybe it says at the end of the video. Let's see. Wizards with Guns. There it is.
Wizards with
Yep. Which is also just a funny thing to call your channel.
That is a funny thing to call your channel. Now, I think for the oh, it's a shitty image. Yeah. I was trying to find my picture I have of Jordan Peterson the last time we saw him.
Oh.
But I can't find it. Because I'm on the wrong computer. Which doesn't help anything.
I mean, look, man, if you can't follow, I don't know what to tell you. Okay. Just pay attention.
I mean, obviously he was talking about the necromancer.
Right. And the bone sorcerers and the bone warriors. Yeah.
And the Hackmaster campaign I ran fucking 20 years ago.
So this was to set the stage and kind of like, I guess, palate cleanse and give you something entertaining that's not deranged and not related to real life and not possibly containing maybe the next Republican presidential candidate. But another conversation that happened, and this one's real, ostensibly. It's at least presented as real. It's between so backtrack a little bit. So you remember Nick Fuentes went on Tucker Carlson's show.
Yep, Tuck the Duck.
Yeah, he tucked him up, and then he went on there. They were friendly and everything. They kind of did some light Nazi revisionist, apologetics. Just some light version of it, not like a real heavy one.
They did the "Are you a Fed?" dick touching thing.
Yeah. Well, then so it seemed like they were all cool and they're buddies, and they took a picture together and stuff.
Well,
that's cute. And then immediately after, because Nick Fuentes apparently has the same broken thing in his brain like Jimmy Dore, where like he seems to want to attack people that are ideologically closest to him more than anything. And
so can we lock Jimmy Dore and Nick Fuentes in a room and see what happens for science?
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Can we just lock them in the room? We don't even have to find out what happens. We just lock them in there and then leave. Like,
Dane, you're ruining it. Cool it.
So no opinion is on to me. He's onto it. So yeah, if you remember,
Oh no, it's Milo.
Fuentes and Milo were buddies back whenever they were, Kanye was first doing his Hitler rounds. And then they apparently had a falling out and stuff, because Milo literally can't keep a fucking relationship with anybody because he's a fucking piece of shit, narcissistic garbage person.
Yeah.
And he will just immediately fuck over anybody that kind of he feels like he can gain from, I guess. So they're not buddies anymore. But what? Okay, so Tucker said something. He called Nick Fuentes anti-Semitic. This is after their big date.
Oh,
They're
well,
friends.
I mean,
Nick Fuentes
maybe Chuck doesn't think that's a bad thing. So I think Nick Fuentes would admit that he's anti-Semitic.
He crashed the fuck out saying, "Why is he calling me anti-Semitic? Why is he saying this stuff about me?"
Well, what the hell? You're Nick. Do you know who you are, Nick Fuentes? What you've done?
Yeah, have you ever heard of Nick Fuentes? Nick Fuentes? Because, yeah, no, I mean, because I think the reason that he was doing that is because he was trying to, kind of whitewash his history and his reputation a bit at that point.
Sure.
It doesn't help to do that whenever Tucker Carlson still calls you an anti-Semite. And then, so he did a big crash out on his show where he talked a bunch of shit, just like mad shit, completely burned that bridge that had just been freshly built. But apparently Tucker said, well, you know what? Okay, fine. I'll get, one of your enemies on the show. And we'll... So he brought on Milo. And if you're familiar with the only thing I know about Tucker Carlson, as far as like a consistent thing that he's talked about in the last year or so, is he keeps bringing up the issue of being gay.
Yeah, he's obsessed with gay people now. Like,
so,
he was on
Pete Buttigieg, he was challenging whether he was actually really a gay man for a while. He was like, I want to ask him some very specific questions that only a real gay person would know. And it's like, well, how would you know those?
Got into it with Pierce Morgan a little while ago.
Yes, yes. It's crazy.
And he is like all fucking manic too. It's wild.
We know what, we should look at that before we look at the Milo, because that definitely like. And I have a pretty specific, strong opinion about what I think he's doing with this shit. Sure. I don't think it's as crazy and deranged as it might come off. Like, I think it's very calculated.
Probably.
I think that he is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think that he is finding his outer boundaries for a presidential campaign.
I think so too.
I think he's testing to see, like, okay, how I know that the right is homophobic to a degree, but how much will they kind of be on board if I'm just saying this specific stuff? And then once you think about it this way and you notice the things that he repeats, it becomes pretty clear to me that that's what he's doing, because he's finding, like, so he keeps repeating, not really, there's not many people that hate gay people. It's just because you don't support them doesn't mean you hate them. So he's, trying to
playing that game.
Do that thing that so many conservative influencers do, where they spend a lot of time trying to convince their audience, no, you're not hateful, you're just common sense or Christian.
So anyway, while you pull that up, I want to give a brief update on where Milo has been the last few years.
Oh yeah,
because I have some intel on that. So first off, he became straight.
Right. He stopped craving big black cocks. Is that right?
He stopped craving the D. Now he is vitamin D deficient. He worked on like a Christian home shopping channel, selling like Jesus statues and other little Christian tchotchkes. And then he was and Jaybird's got another piece of the puzzle, is he was working in Marjorie Taylor Greene's congressional office, I believe, as an intern.
That's weird. That is
I guess guy needed a gig or something.
I guess.
Gotta eat. It's rough being the last ex-gay Republican.
So I'm sure there's plenty of clips about this thing with Tucker and Pierce, but I'm trying to not have one that's a Tucker Carlson related thing, and so many of these channels seem to be just Tucker Carlson content.
I think Secular Talk has one.
Yeah, that's where I saw it. Yeah, that'll work. I've been watching. God damn, Kyle, you're loud. I've been watching a lot of Kyle Kalinske lately. It's kind of wild. Like I used to watch him back in the day, way back in the day, and then I kind of forgot about him for whatever reason, and then obviously I'd seen that he's still out there doing his thing, and the more I watch him now, I'm like, you know what, he's a little rough around the edges, like I am.
He's a little sensationalist for my taste, but he's just good work.
I think that he's sensationalist without being out of the realm of facts generally.
Yeah,
so I think that he kind of separates his sensationalism from the actual facts of a story pretty well, in a way that if more people did it, then sensationalism might not be such a bad thing in media. But
especially on, I hate to play the YouTube, but especially on YouTube.
Yeah. So here is a.
I'm glad that the Liberal Party, CJ is talking about how the Conservative Party in Canada is falling apart right now because the Liberals are doing things where, like, in the UK, the Labour Party is just doing all the things the Conservative Party does, and that's causing the Conservatives to vote for reform and the Labour voters to go on holiday.
Oh. Well, I didn't know about any of that.
Oh.
Here's Kyle. Well, you know what? I'm just going to skip to where they do their thing.
Where do they have their...
Like, damn, I kind of feel bad for Piers Morgan having to field these fucking idiotic questions. So let's go ahead and dive in. Here we go.
What's wrong with homosexuality? Well, if you encourage it and the rate goes up, people have fewer kids. I don't know. Did you do biology?
Well, no,
so
just
to be clear, the rate
gay people. So just notice how out the gates Tucker is fucking like steaming hot here, pissed off, right? Like, notice that. Take note.
And the rate goes up, people have fewer kids. I don't know. Did you do biology?
So let's break down what is he appealing to here. Obviously, first, there's just general homophobia, right?
But general homophobia, the birth rate stuff that looks
astutely tying that in with birth rate shit, which definitely triggers certain folks for some reason. There's no shortage of babies being born, by the way, just not at all, in any way, shape, or form. But the people get upset about it. The unspoken word there is white.
Yeah, the color of the problem is the problem.
Yeah.
And Tucker Carlson streams on Twitter.
Yeah.
As kind of like their flagship. Look, we're a streaming platform.
I will say that I was completely wrong. Whenever that was first announced, I was like, wow, man, he is going to fucking just kind of fade into obscurity doing that. I was very wrong, and I admit that.
How many views does he get?
I mean, this video's got, on Twitter, it's got 4.2 million views.
Okay.
And then, of course, he then uploads everything to YouTube. So I think it's just live exclusive on Twitter, and then everything just goes out to other platforms anyway. So,
okay.
Yeah.
It's not really, let me see.
Yeah. So, right. And that's another thing. The orientation is a choice. By saying that, and Kyle kind of rails against this pretty epically too, but like the idea that this is basically what all these chuds content creators imply or just flat out say whenever they're like, oh, they're pushing their agenda by having a gay character. Right. It's like they think that just, seeing a gay character can make you gay. That just completely misunderstands the literal, nature of being gay or straight or whatever.
Yeah. If you see a gay character, and that makes you feel gay, that means you're gay.
I mean, yeah, it seems to me like the most obvious, just kind of like, you're telling on yourself a little bit. Like, no.
Like, I hate to simplify it so much for some of these people, but.
Well, I mean, Kyle kind of goes into that too. He's like, look, man, since before I can even remember realizing that sexual attraction was a thing, I was attracted to women or girls. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like, that's just how gay people are too, except the other thing. It's like, that, maybe there's something that, they get into this whole thing here because that's what Tucker thinks he's got a gotcha on the gay gene, right? Because we haven't found a gay gene, so clearly there's blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, it could be a gene. It could be just something that happens, due to in utero something or another. You know what I mean? Who knows? But it's not something that happens based on just seeing a movie or whatever the fuck.
I think the way I would frame that question proposed to me is, well, we haven't found a gay gene. Well, we haven't found a lack of natural causes. Like, you can't prove it's not just a function of human biology.
Right. Well, I mean, it seems like that must be the case because there's
It's not just a
homosexuality in the
human
animal
thing.
kingdom.
Yeah, it happens in the rest of the animal kingdom. Yeah.
So you're right. Thank you for correcting me. We're animals too. True.
We are animals too. We're the worst animal. My least favorite.
Did they ever find that? We got to get those freaks under control, you know? If you ever look at the history of how people left-handed people, it's fucking crazy that was like just not even that 100 years ago or less. Fewer.
Yeah, what's funny is my grandma's left-handed.
Oh yeah.
And then she asked where all the trans people are coming from, and it was like, you know how you were left-handed and beaten as a child for being left-handed? Yeah, it's the same thing.
Well, that's part of what they get into with this too, is that, you know, and it's weird. It's really weird, by the way, to be like, yeah, Piers Morgan, tell him, you know.
Piers Morgan goes on some transphobia on this too.
True, but you know, he does.
Well, no. So just to be clear, most gay people don't have kids.
That's the point I'm making. So if all of a sudden you have more people being gay, which you do a lot.
No, you don't. People don't pretend to be gay.
Do you have the internet?
Huh?
I don't know. I'm not saying they're pretending. I'm saying you've got way more.
Yeah, you're gay, right?
Well, you know, we used to say that, but
you don't think so?
Well, I used to think that, but all of a sudden
I think lots of people putting their hand up saying they're trans. That's a different issue.
Oh, it's totally different.
There it is.
Continuum. It's not like gender isn't real. Actually, I can pretend.
But if you're gay, you're gay.
It's his weird fucking.
His laugh makes him sound like he's trying to laugh like the Joker, and it's embarrassing.
And I do wonder, like, how much of it does he do it on purpose? Does he allow himself to do that, or is that just something he literally can't control? Because I feel like if you could control that, you wouldn't do it. You know,
you would think, but it might be part of his media personality.
Yeah. Well, you know, as was stated here, where is it? Yeah, he may have abandoned it, but he's still a dick in a bow tie.
It's true. Yeah, like like every media personality. Tucker Carlson is playing a character.
Is all this that Tucker Carlson's done in the last couple of decades? Is this all because fucking Jon Stewart owned him on
I think so.
It's just like a big cope. Like, I'll show them all. I don't know.
The internet is gay and run by furries. That's just true.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were told that, and I believed a lot of things.
Do you not believe that?
Well, it's demonstrably not true because science.
It's interesting watching Piers. Like, Piers understands the reality on gay people. Like, yeah, if you're gay, you're gay, right? But he doesn't get it on trans people. He's like, no, that's different. Oh, is it? Is it? So in a weird way, Tucker is correct on trans people, but for the wrong reason. Because he's trying to say, no, like, both of those things are societally manufactured. Like, being gay and trans is like you get brainwashed by like liberals and leftists in culture to do those things so that you don't get married and have kids and the white picket fence and shit. Because, you know, liberals and leftists, they want to stop you from getting married and having kids. Like, this is the argument he's making. But the fact of the matter is, yeah, in the same way that you're just gay, you're also just trans. But like, nobody in the room has that perspective because God forbid somebody state the obvious, honest truth. All right, let's keep going.
Oh, I can pretend.
If you're gay, you're gay.
Pierce not only is only half right because he denies that trans people exist, he undermines his own argument by denying that trans people exist.
Yeah.
Like, if he's saying out of one side of the knowledge, if you're gay, you're gay. But if you're trans, you're making it up.
It really is a weird position to hold.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't understand how you can honestly do it.
And conservatives see that. Like, conservatives recognize that from other conservatives. It's 100% true. That, like, when you have these, it's okay to be gay but not trans conservatives, a lot of conservatives go, well, what's the fucking difference? Because they genuinely don't know the difference. They don't know any gay people or trans people.
As we've seen with the, you know, since it's been a good decade now, solid of the anti-trans shit, you know, just like so overt and constant anyway. And in that same amount of time, you've seen growing, you know, pushbacks against just gay people when that had pretty much, I'm not saying that everybody was like cool with it, because obviously there weren't plenty of people that weren't, but it was not something that you saw, you know, people just kind of, it seems like they just kind of accepted it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then when
Homophobia was
they
on
realized,
the
oh wait,
decline.
we can still kind of push back on this, and we'll just go ahead and put gay people in there too.
Right.
Yeah. The classic J.K. Rowling position. Oh, she's cool with gay people, I guess, right?
For some definition of cool, right? Let's J.K. Rowling.
The same way she's cool with, like, you know, Jewish people or Chinese people or whatever.
Yeah. Black people, Asian people.
Give them funny stereotype names in my work.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we were told that, and I believed a lot of things.
Do you not believe that?
Well, it's demonstrably not true because science tells us it's not
People
true.
are making it up.
I don't think they're making it up at all.
So what's your point?
I think that you can be moved in that direction through propaganda and pornography.
Tucker's just telling on himself.
Wow.
He's just telling on himself.
It really is, like, you know, but at the same time, it seems like it would be obvious to a lot of people, even his potential audience, that they would go, dude, what the fuck? But I think that probably a lot of them hear that and they go, yeah, you know, because
I think some of it is buying the propaganda, right? If you have stewed in that propaganda, like, this is part of the reason why the meme about, or the joke about, like, homophobia is being in the closet, or homophobes being in the closet, it is harmful and untrue often.
There's some data to support it in some cases, though.
In some cases, yeah.
It's not 100% that's true for every case, but, like,
right.
There are plenty of people, especially in the religious right, that are just fucking, you know, bred to be hate mongers.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, they did that test and study in the 90s, which I only learned about, was it the 90s? Not too long ago, where they did a girth check on men's, you know, homophobic men's penises as they showed them gay pornography and stuff, and there was some girth growth there.
Sure.
So
wait, what? This cannot be true.
I mean, by the way, fucking bizarre and probably, you know, a little bit problematic for sure. Genre of pornography to exist.
Probably.
What the fuck, dude? Like,
it is one of the it's a genre of porn that exists.
Like, I mean, if you understand that it's fucking, you know, silly bullshit and you want to enjoy it that way, whatever. I'm not gonna fucking shame anybody, but
right,
like,
yeah,
I'm certainly chuds that see that and go, oh yeah, they're trying to fucking hypnotize people.
It's the Jordan Peterson Chinese dick milking thing.
Yes,
it's exactly what that's the.
Well, we got to revisit that sometime. Maybe I'll see if I can pull up from it and see if I can find Robert Evans talking about it for Sunday. That'd be fun. Maybe that's
gotta all be removed from Twitter now.
He's laid up in bed getting his dick milked right now. You know.
Oh, the Chinese got to him. That's what happened.
Yeah. That was what he was worried about. That, you know. I mean,
that's true.
It was going to be that or Bill C-17 or whatever. One of those.
Yeah.
It's such a fucking self-report to be like, you can move in that direction, the direction of being gay, through propaganda and pornography. No, so uncomfortable with their own sexuality that it's tough to watch.
Science tells us it's not
People
true.
are making it up.
I don't think they're making it up at all.
So what's your point?
I think that you can be moved in that direction through propaganda and pornography.
Come on, Tucker.
Well, then how do you explain?
Is there anything that would make...
That was the most polite British way of saying you're a fucking idiot.
Well, then, could I make you gay?
How hard do you want to try?
Not hard, I can tell you.
That's the spirit, Piers.
And this is one of the things, like, these little nuance, I don't want to say nuance really, but like that little, him kind of dipping in and out of that humor there, that's what tells me that Tucker is actually smarter than he lets on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he
really wants some vitamin D.
I think that he's just a very fucking shrewd motherfucker.
Yeah.
And yeah. He comes off as kind of I mean, you know, in a lot of ways he is kind of a dipshit, but
yeah,
some of that is almost certainly just because he's chosen to portray that for his grift, I guess, and his, you know, whatever he's decided.
he can be a dipshit and still be a skilled propagandist. Those aren't mutually exclusive.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell what's going on with Candace Owens right now. In fact, like, is she actually buying the shit she's selling, or what's going on there? Who knows? Is she's so deep in the sauce?
About to owe a lot of money to the
right
French first lady.
There was a point when she could have gotten, there was an off ramp for that, right? And she could have gotten off of it without any real fucking consequences, and it probably would have been best for her to do that, but she just decided, nope, I'm going to go ahead.
Fuck it, we ball.
And I think the reason is because this is why shows you can't fucking ever capitulate to even their bullshit challenges, because they did actually try to prove, I guess, that she's a woman, or cis woman rather, and like that's why would you do that? Why the fuck would you do that if you're fucking the French president's wife?
Well, the proof they offered was that she has children, and those children she gave birth to them.
Yeah.
Like, that was more of just like what was in the public record. That, like, yeah, here's pictures of her pregnant, and here's her, like, come the fuck on.
It's just like what's his name, Benny Johnson. Like, I don't know why I keep getting all these gay things advertised at me. It's like,
yep. What's weird is, like, they all talk about sissy hypno porn.
Yeah. Right.
And, like, I know queer people who make porn who don't talk about porn as much,
right,
or specific genres of porn as much as these people do. It's
because it's the no thing. It's the thing that, like, it's they're
forbidden fruit.
Yeah, so they're like, they can't stop fucking thinking about it, and that's my guess. I mean, and I just want to point out that, like, his face right here, that I've never seen a human face look more like a penis than that right there. It just
you get the things in the frames that aren't really there, but goddamn, it does look very weird.
Hey, man, even an open-minded man like you kind of hate the gays.
Could I make you
I make a little gay joke, and you're like, oh, I'm not going to be gay.
No.
No.
Why are you using a gay slur? That's fine.
So I'm sure you've already noticed by now.
Is he on something? I don't know. Is he just?
He is. I don't even know what, and I am not looking it up. Bob, that's for the best.
You know what Hypnotoad is from Futurama, Bob?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
It's the same exact thing, except so.
But Tucker's acting very weird. I have a theory on that as to why he's acting so weird. Just wait for that for just a second.
Well, first of all, the context matters. As I've told you, I mean, that's like coffee table conversation between the gays. I work with that Fox faggot. So if it's okay with them, it's okay with me. It's just it's sort of like it's sort of like
fucking let the F slur slip.
Yeah,
and he does it again much more prominently.
He leans into it, yeah.
And that's what one of the things that makes me think, okay, so he's seeing exactly where the line is, and he's trying to appeal to, like, so because there is a certain segment, probably larger than we want to realize, a segment of conservatives who will hear him say that and go, oh, hey, wait a second, that's fucking awesome, based,
right.
like, just because he said a slur.
Racism, only the whites are upset about it.
People could be persuaded to be gay.
Well, then why don't you explain the twofold or threefold increase in self-identified homosexuals in the United States?
How do you not understand that? How do you at this point? So he does. I think he just does understand it.
Well, right? Okay, so it's two things, right? Either he does understand, he doesn't care because it's his job. It is his job to not understand, right? Option the first. Option the second. He is in the sauce in all of these anti-science things. Again, as his job, right? He's a younger, I believe he's a young Earth creationist. He's certainly a climate change denier. He's on the record denying evolution by natural selection. He's spread COVID vaccine propaganda.
So I want to point out that even things that he has said that he's spoken against or for, like you're listing, might not be his real positions when you think about the distinction between the way he spoke about Trump on his fucking show every night for years, and then what he was saying about Trump in his texts.
Right. Yeah. The text from the Dominion law.
A gulf between those two things.
Yeah. There's just a huge gulf. You're correct. And I think it is more likely than not that he acts all animated and dramatic because he is playing a character, right? That he's being dramatic to be dramatic, to sell it.
Right. He did say demons attacked him while he was in bed. That's true.
That's when demons attack me, but I mean,
well, and then demons comes up again with Milo in their conversation, which we'll move to in just a minute. But
Boy, demons are a hot topic this week again.
Yeah. Let's see how that's kind of this little exchange.
Your demons. That's what I learned this summer.
What's that?
That you can use K-pop to get rid of your demons. There's a whole movie about it. It's a documentary on Netflix.
See, I think this is what I think generally too about what's going on here. I think Piers Morgan maybe believes the shit he says or whatever to some degree, but I think that I think he's just kind of a stuffy old dipshit. And then I think that with Carlson, everything is just to maintain his social stance.
Right.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. I have treats have been brought to me.
Where's mine? Tell her to bring me mine.
Pizza.
Oh, and none for me? So rude.
The tequila's in the fridge for you to have tomorrow.
Put that in the fridge. Thank you.
Sure.
Morgan wants to know where hers is.
Come get it, Morgan. I always like food. I've told Dane that we would get along very well.
Yep.
Wow.
We're basically the same girl.
Basically the same girl, she says.
Okay, then. That's awkward.
Awkward. End of Men. I haven't heard of that. That sounds like it's probably really,
Oh, that's the dick UV video or the dick infrared video.
The what?
He did this like video about like the end of masculinity back when he was with Fox News on like their streaming platform, and it's the one where like the guy is sun tanning their dick.
Oh.
If I showed you a clip from it, you'd recognize it immediately.
Okay.
You do the thing. I will find that.
All right.
Yeah, that is very obviously because we were a very viciously anti-gay society and people didn't feel comfortable or safe admitting they were gay. And now we're more gay accepting. And so people have decided to be more honest with the world and themselves and come out. I love how like the Occam's razor answer didn't even occur to Tucker. And in this smug ass, arrogant ass way, he's like, why don't you try to explain that? As if there's not a very clear explanation right in front of your fucking nose.
They used to be repressed. It used to be illegal in this country until the mid-60s. You literally went to jail.
So all through
hang on. You literally were put in a prison cell if you were openly homosexual.
That was more here, actually. You guys did Oscar Wilde. We didn't. But
it was
you
terrible.
also...
Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it was terrible. You ruled the world at the time. And now you're a joke dependent on four known banks.
And you think that's
but everyone's gay, so it's like a great trade.
So allowing gay people to be openly gay is why we...
He comes off like a Batman villain when he... Like the Joker.
He does. Well, I think that's part of the reason why, like, calling it kayfabe is such a good description of it. I'm gonna link this in private chat.
Okay.
Boop boop. Remember this?
Once a society collapses, then you're in hard times. Well, hard iron sharpens iron, as they say, and those hard times inevitably produce men who are tough, men who are resourceful, men who are strong enough to survive. And then they go on to re-establish order, and so the cycle begins again.
Yeah, I had not. I maybe saw something of somebody tanning their dick that way or whatever, but like other than that,
yeah.
It's
it
scarier
was a big meme for a minute there. Bob brings up, and I think it's worth addressing. Yeah, I think this is why I say when I say they're playing a character, that doesn't necessarily mean their character doesn't believe similar thing, or the real person doesn't believe similar things to the character. I think Alex Jones is this way, right? I think Alex Jones is 80% as crazy as the character Alex Jones.
So, and I'm aware of this, and you're 100% right, Bob. and typically I am constantly weighing, these people in my mind of like, hey, do they believe in their own sauce? Or they kind of like, what is it? And just with Tucker, I firmly believe that it maybe he, just like with Alex Jones, he's amplifying some things that are true, sure. But I definitely think there's some calculus going on.
I think with Tucker, because we have the texts.
Yep.
I think that gives such a strong reason to believe that this is a performance. Not that he, if he, God's help us, if he were elected president, that he wouldn't do every awful thing his character has said over the years, because I think he would. But I think that he is selling a product as much as anything else. And now we return to this Tucker.
Masculinity is the fastest way to servitude. Ask any Pakistani. That's why I like the Pakistanis here. You talk to a Pakistani cab driver and you're like, why are you gay? And they will start laughing because they've watched the video and they're like, I'm not gay. I'm a man.
What's that to do with masculinity?
Ask a single Briton, why are you gay? They're like, well, I'm not gay, but it would be okay if I was. And it's like, there's no masculine self-respect at all.
So part of masculine self-respect has to be being homophobic and anti-gay. I would argue quite the fucking opposite. The man's answer to being gay is literally like, God bless you, do whatever the fuck you want. That ain't none of my business at all.
Right.
But he's making it seem like
all your fucking emotional responses to shit that you don't, have any context for. Come on. Bunch of pussies. Yeah, that was crazy when they did that, man. That was like this big ordeal where they made the Joker pregnant and he was pregnant, he had a baby. Oh man, it's an extended thing that happened. It was something that literally happened in a what if or an Elseworlds type of one issue story.
Oh, is this the like Zatanna makes him pregnant thing?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't care. Oh boy, a shock factor Elseworlds.
Sometimes I think that maybe should be the content that I do, where I kind of just look back at stuff I've already covered and just like do a remember when they did this kind of thing, and like for example, there's that, or whenever they made it like I am not Starfire was indicative of everything going on in the comic book industry, or how they never let go of that fucking New Warriors book that never came out.
The New Warriors book that they've been having a moral panic about for 10 years, and it's had 0 issues.
Yep.
Because
in fact, Marvel
went, oh boy, that's a little cringe.
I don't remember what I saw it in, but it was like a comic or something where Marvel made fun of it. Maybe it was a Deadpool thing or something. No, yeah. If you ever listen to Alex Jones tell the judge in his fucking family, law shit that he was dealing with years ago that he forgot his son's birthday because he ate too much chili, Alex Jones, he's on some real shit. That's what's going on.
Fuck.
A man's man hates gay people. No, repressed gay people hate gay people. People who are brainwashed by their religion from when they're kids and feel shame around it, they're the ones who hate gay people. Correct. This is hard to watch.
You're quite homophobic.
I'm not afraid of gays at all. I'm just asking, actually.
You don't actually think they really exist by the sound of it.
Well, they exist.
No, but are they real? Is their sexuality genuinely...
Are they sleeping with dudes? Big time.
Well, and women. Are they attracted to members of their own sex?
Dudes. The lesbian thing is way overblown.
Actually, there are a lot of lesbians.
How many?
I haven't counted.
I love this conversation.
Not recently.
This is so great.
He's doing fucking middle school reactions to this stuff, and that's the thing. He's doing it very specifically at certain moments whenever he wants to defuse the actual conversation that might happen. Yeah. Wait, Hal Jordan dated a what?
Yeah. There's some like underage Green Lantern, and they're dating. I forget when it happens. Wow. It's been a while since I've been a big Green Lantern nerd.
And was this pre or post Parallax?
I think it's pre.
Wow. So I wonder if they try and say that was influenced by Parallax.
Oh gods, I hope so. Hal Jordan's love interests. Okay.
And I thought Deathstroke was the only one that was into that kind of thing.
Oh, gee. Yeah. Rissia Raab, I believe, is the character. Do.
So yeah, Kyle's theory, by the way, we'll move on from this now, but Kyle's theory about why he's acts this way is he's constantly doing those what are they, the little nicotine pouches, and that he said at one point that the amount that he takes is an egregious amount for him to be put in his mouth in a short amount of time. So he might just be completely jacked up on nicotine.
That's his theory. Yeah. That's this Green Lantern in question uses her ring to age herself up so she can date Hal Jordan. But yeah, still really awkward.
All right, now let's move on to Mr. I think it's good. Well, no, I don't want to do that because somebody could clip that easily. To Milo Yiannopoulos, who infamously was essentially, dare I say, canceled, but for good reason. Going on the Drunken Peasants podcast and just talking about how it's a good thing in his view for young boys to have relationships with their preacher or the priest or whatever. That's good for young gay boys.
Well, and I get why he would say that, because that is the position of the Christian nationalist movement.
Yeah.
Now, the difference is he was an openly gay man, and they're not.
You're not supposed to say it out loud.
Right.
But, it was pretty impressive, the speed with which, I think it was it Simon & Schuster, whatever book a publisher, everybody just dropped him instantly.
Dropped him like a bad habit, yeah.
And the fact that it was happened on a Drunken Peasants podcast. What a world.
Sucks to suck.
Supergirl is Vosh confirmed.
What the fuck? I have not been following that.
Yeah, of course. Got it. Okay, so here's this. This was probably going to seem maybe less crazy after that. Who knows?
Features Milo Yiannopoulos discussing a wide range of complex and controversial topics related to homosexuality, societal attitudes, identity politics, and personal experience. Central themes include the question, why are you gay? The cultural and political dynamics surrounding LGBTQ+ issues, the rise in self-identification rates, and the notion of sexual orientation as a trauma response. Yiannopoulos shares candid reflections on his own life, the pressure to conform.
Self-identification rates. Who else would be identifying if somebody's gay?
Yeah.
Is there like a committee that's supposed to determine that for you, or what? Like,
well, your identity is assigned by a ghost, I guess. This is the same sort of people who think that, like, who have put into laws and executive orders that your birth name, like your genetic name, like you.
Honestly, I don't like. I downloaded this. This is like a summary video of the conversation. I had no idea what their political affiliation is or anything. It's just that phrase stood out to me.
That's a really loaded. Yeah. Okay. What's this channel? I want to
yourself like that. Come on now.
What's the channel called? I want to.
Oh shit! I'll get it in a second.
Okay, you can keep playing it while you're doing that.
To certain identities, and the possibility of change through therapy, challenging prevailing narratives and encouraging open discussion. The discussion opens by referencing a viral Ugandan television interview where a presenter repeatedly asks a trans activist, "Why are you gay?" This question is striking because it is rarely asked openly in Western societies, where the topic of homosexuality is often treated as settled. The Ugandan context, with its distinct cultural and legal stances, contrasts sharply with Western norms, highlighting a tension between openness to questioning and social taboos.
All right, so I want to stop there. Uganda in particular is a country that a lot of right-wing Christian nationalist groups have spent a lot of time and money to put their hands on the political scales in. So to say that they are outside of American moral values is manipulating the truth. I also don't think they're playing the interview, because this is just this guy reading something to the script and not.
That's okay, because I got a backup right here.
Okay, all right.
Of all the great memes and clips on the internet, Fat Kid Falls Off Bike being, of course, the top of the list, really in the last 13 years this week, almost nothing created on this planet has surpassed in popularity or sheer hilarity an interview that took place on Ugandan television in December of 2012 on a show called Morning Breeze, the morning show of Kampala, Uganda, in which a trans activist, a woman who now identifies as a man, came on and was asked a series of questions by the host. And if you don't know what we're talking about, here is a 2-second clip that reveals the essence of the conversation.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
So he's homophobic and racist.
Why are you gay?
I don't want to say that's an objectively funny delivery, but it is pretty goddamn funny.
I'm unimpressed. I'm so underwhelmed.
Morgan, why are you gay?
Because I am. I don't know. My mom shot me anyway.
If that is an acceptable answer, we can move on.
All right, cool.
If only the world was like that, right?
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's weird to start with that.
It is.
It's you know what it seems like, just without having seen any more than what we just watched here. I think he's going after he's specifically he's already identified, I think, where the boundary is in terms of like polite-ish. You know, he knows he doesn't want to be as openly crass as Trump in the ways that Trump was crass, right? Or is crass. But he knows that he wants to appeal to, and this is all, of course, under the presumption that he wants to run for office, and I think he does.
I think he does too.
And so he's trying to find what is the biggest swath of conservatives that I can get on board with, and without going too far. It's like he's
testing the boundaries in a much smarter way than Gavin Newsom. Look.
Well, I mean, cool, because I mean, they seem to be analyzing themselves pretty well, from what I saw. They seem to be
we addressed that earlier. Manhattan
sincere with how much they're and then wherever
we're
we
not
see
saying they're good people.
Whenever we see something in the study, when we talk about it, that is does not comport with what we believe to be ethical or accurate or anything, we will definitely call that out. It's not like we're just going to believe everything they're saying as being, for example, the fact that so many on the right say in this study, they say that they aren't racist and they don't like racists. They don't like anti-Semites. They don't like that stuff, right? It's like, okay, that's different though, because I think a big thing about racists seems to be that they don't agree about what racism is with, the people it actually affects.
No, never.
So they don't want to see somebody get called the N-word, or someone literally goose stepping. Some of them don't anyway. Goose stepping with it, reciting Hitler or something like that. They don't want that. Hell no, that's terrible. But then they will, literally vote for people and policies that push stuff that take it in that direction, or get rid of hate speech laws, that kind of thing.
Right.
Gay is in my skirt. Did I say that?
Apparently so, yeah. Who else was that? That's your face.
The funniest thing that's ever been on the internet. But why is it funny? And why does almost everyone
none of this
find it funny?
God damn it.
Left, right, straight.
Milo's not in this video either. maybe that's for the best. I don't know.
I don't know what's going on here. All right. Well, I think we're struggling to find this. Why don't we talk about that study then?
True. Yeah. Okay. So the study by the Manhattan. You know what? Let's look up a little bit about the Manhattan Institute before we get into that.
Sure. They suck.
So first of all, when I Google it, they're everything about them is in red letters.
That's always a good sign.
So if you're not familiar, that is through the what's it called, the
Shinigami
Eyes
Yeah.
browser add-on that tells you who is trans friendly and who is not. Green letters are for allies, and red is for definitely not. It's very red. Everything about them is red.
Yep.
So going to Center for Justice and Democracy. Manhattan Institute for Policy Research is an extremely conservative, corporate-funded, New York-based policy group. It was founded by former CIA Director William J. Casey in 1978. Holy shit. It was originally called the International Center for Economic Policy Studies. Wow. Funded largely by major corporations and conservative foundations.
Yep.
According to their 10-year review published in 1990, 41% of their 2 million plus donations at that point had come from conservative and corporate foundations. 33% came from Fortune 500 companies.
Yep.
Okay. State Farm, Prudential, Exxon, Nabisco, Philip Morris. Always good to see them there.
Oh yeah, you know that you're the good guy when you're getting Philip Morris money.
When they're one of your top donors, you know you're doing some really cool stuff, man.
Just the coolest. You're great. You're all wonderful people.
Some research on the civil justice system has been heavily criticized in law journals. After meticulous research, it was found that one of the fellows, Peter Huber's book, Galileo's Revenge, relied almost exclusively on anecdotal information and inflated rhetoric. I don't believe a conservative would ever do that.
What's funny is Chris Rufo ruined the president of Harvard over those exact charges for her thesis.
He mooned? Who?
He ruined the former president of Harvard by accusing her of plagiarism and inflating the data in her doctoral thesis. So it's funny that he works for a company that was involved people doing the same thing.
Well, I mean, no, not really, because if she, I doubt she was inflating a whole lot anyway to any substantial degree. I don't know. I really don't know the details of that case. Maybe she was. But if she was inflating data, that's different than just inflating rhetoric. This says anecdotal information and inflated rhetoric.
Yeah.
That's yeah. Not good. So junk science is what it has been labeled. Perfectly described, his own words, as a catalog of every conceivable kind of error, data dredging, wishful thinking, truculent dogmatism, and now and again outright fraud. Cool. Well, at least we know what we're getting into.
Yep.
But I do want to propose that it's hard for me to imagine what their reason for being super dishonest with this study would be. It just kind of seems like it behooves them to be as accurate. I'm sure they have some flawed methodology, but that's the first thing here we can look at. So let's look at it.
Sure, let's hit it. Can you zoom in a bit?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right
All
back.
right, you run to the bathroom. I will vamp. So StarCraft. What are people about StarCraft? I thought we were talking about that earlier. I have not played StarCraft in forever. I never finished I never even bought the last StarCraft 2 expansion. I'm the bad fan, I guess. Oh gods, I still have I'm so mean. Yeah, they've got a cool name, but they're the worst. They're just the worst. I mean, just listening to their donation, Philip Morris, Exxon, like just the worst fucking people. StarCraft was a good time back in the day. I think they made the PvP too balanced and took all the fun out of it. The story was fun. Not anything like super crazy, but just fun. It's a good time. I like RTSs. I've been playing on Black Friday. Steam had the Command and Conquer 1 and Red Alert 1 remaster on sale for like $3 or $2. I'm like, I'm just gonna scoop that up. I've been playing some of that. I'm terrible at it. But yeah, RTS is like a dead genre. It's kind of gone away. It's wild with how popular it was forever and ever and ever, and now it's just gone. So I guess Dawn of War 4 is on the radar. I just heard about Tempest Rising the other day, Capone. Like literally, I want to say Wednesday. Big feeling. It depends on which game. It really does. Because I think that like in the first one, I like them both. I think in Tib's Son, I love GDI with all the mechs. And then I'm set back to Nod in Tiberian Wars. I haven't played the fourth one, and I hear that's probably for the best. Yeah, the Lion is in fucking Dawn of War 4. My best friend is a Dark Angels player, so he is happy. I'm happy because I also like Dark Angels just because it's the thing I beat up the most. So like, you know, I'm happy to see him. The trailer with the guy on the bike and the hammer looks super cool. Oh, a Caiaphas Cain fan? Caiaphas Cain is the best. One of my favorite, like independent of being 40K, I would recommend the Caiaphas Cain Hero of the Imperium novels. They're wonderful. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs? I don't get it. I am not a... All right, well, while Dane is in the bathroom... Oh, Dane's back, damn. Oh.
I don't believe him based on things that I have seen on his channel. That's it.
Way.
Yeah, to whom? He has sold out to big anti-woke.
I know that was meant to be sarcastic, but that's it. You nailed it. You accidentally, unironically fucking nailed it, dude. Anyway, that was just a fun little edit I slapped together because I couldn't believe that dude said that. Like, he was in that you know, bad faith coverage of Eric's video. That one dude like thought he was gonna be, oh, this is the best sarcasm right here, the best line.
It did not
it's like,
work.
nope, you just said the thing. I mean, I don't think you realize that you said the thing.
Yep.
What were we talking about? StarCraft?
StarCraft, Warhammer.
Cool.
All that
I don't know anything about those.
Do you want to watch a trailer?
What? Huh?
Do you want to watch a trailer?
Nah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, you're good. As you were.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anti-woke is a grift if someone like Tom McDonald has been able to make a very successful fucking massive platform for himself just because he's terrible. He's fucking
yeah. He is such a jerk and a dork.
Gordy, you got to stop that fucking yelling, dude. All right. The new GOP survey analysis of Americans overall, today's Republican coalition, and the minorities of MAGA. So if now I'm thinking about that last part a little bit more specifically, because at first I was like, that's an interesting thing to be like a major focus, I guess. But they're wrestling with it.
Right.
Like, what do we do about these minorities? We didn't really like do this on purpose, did we? They probably did.
They mean sorta. Well, the Heritage Foundation did. I don't think they did.
So methodology between October 15th and 26th, 2025, the Manhattan Institute surveyed 4 separate national audiences, 1,493 Republicans and/or 2024 Trump voters, 301 Black Republicans and/or 2024 Trump voters, 501 Hispanic Republicans. And so the numbers here are the, really the thing that make this worthwhile, because they got a lot of motherfuckers.
I want to point out something right away in the methodology and how it's phrased.
Mm-hmm.
That even if we didn't know what the Manhattan Institute was, that would be a clue as to their political leanings.
Yeah. Why is that?
Well, so we have 1,493 Republicans and or 2024 Trump voters, and then 301 Black, and then 501 Hispanic. What's the?
I see. Yes.
What's missing there?
You're so white. You're so white.
I'm so white.
I mean, right. You're right. Yeah, that's weird, right? Like that the. I mean, I understand that is, even if they didn't do that because they specifically literally don't think of them as like normal people or whatever, which they probably don't. But I get there, but there was still probably a way to phrase it, right?
Yeah.
So we're all 1,493 people. The first ones listed, were they all white? I'm guessing.
That's what it sounds like.
Seems to be. It would have to be that.
Because they list 3 other numbers that don't add up to 100 or 1,493. So
the sample was
additional registered voters don't count as, like, they don't break down that by ethnicity either. So it's
well, so let's talk about this last part too, the literal way that they did this. Primarily via online panels, 2,172 interviews with an SMS to web component, 623 respondents.
So it's one of those text surveys.
Yeah. So, but I mean, there's definitely some room for, I don't know, some kind of disingenuous use, to say the least. Yeah, I heard you like mayo, so we put some mayo on your mayo, dog.
And the second paragraph, the first line of the second paragraph, really gives it away, as far as the ethnic bias of this.
While also reported separately, the Black, Hispanic, and general GOP voters were merged into one national GOP sample and weighted to reflect Republicans nationwide on gender, age, ethnicity, density, i.e. suburban, urban, rural, and region. When referred to specifically, Black and Hispanic voters are treated as separate. Well, yeah, obviously. Unweighted samples. U.S. voters overall were weighted to be representative of registered voters nationwide using the voter file. Huh.
Yeah, just Black, Hispanic, and general.
Black, Hispanic, and normal, right? That's basically how they're doing it. I mean, I get it, because historically, the Republicans are not known to have a lot of the support, and I think probably right now they have more support from these groups than they ever have, right?
Yeah, well, I think they did 11 months ago.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of up in the air now.
It's there's a little bit of that, but this is also supposed to be a poll about what Republicans and MAGA voters think of certain things.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense that Chris Rufo's boys aren't calling me up to ask my thoughts.
True. Yeah.
Well, they should, because it would be funny.
So first up is favorability. Figure 1 is favorability towards figures on the American right.
We get a
you got a list of some folks here. So less than 1 year into a second term, Trump continues to hold a very high favorability ratings among the current GOP. Ask some folks outside of that, though, see how it's going. 9 in 10 nationwide say they have a favorable view of the president. That's fucking crazy, dude.
What does +5 mean?
What's
like,
that?
What does the plus mean? Because it's not like a total percentage. It's +5 over what? I'm not seeing that.
Well, we'll see if they explain it to us, maybe.
Can you scroll up until we get the other axes? Okay, so U.S. voters. Well, then where did they get the Democratic and Independent numbers?
That's a good point. Who knows?
All right, as you were.
So the main
W.
distinction
Bush is up fucking 28 points.
the main distinction that this whole thing makes that I think is probably the most relevant is the age distinction and as well as mainly the kind of core traditional conservative voter versus the new entrant. A good chunk of the people, the younger people especially that were they talked to about this, have previously either voted for Obama, Biden, or Hillary.
Yeah,
So,
or not at all because they were too young.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that the ones that have specifically voted for, people that Trump has called his enemy and stuff, I think that's more telling than anything. But like, what is it that brings somebody from there to there? Is an interesting thing. Probably just propaganda, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you did have a contingent of especially like white, suburban, blue collar people who went from Obama to Trump in 2016 because Obama was not as a president was not friendly to labor, and they were already kind of racist. So like,
it was really easy for them to
yeah.
Well, it's kind of like we were saying, the joking a bit at the beginning, where somebody who isn't necessarily, hateful, but doesn't have a strong foundation for, seeing the reason for intersectionality, right? Then that makes them susceptible to that type of thing.
Yeah.
So, Vice President J.D. Vance received similarly strong marks. That's crazy. It's fucking crazy that. I mean, it's crazy that Trump still has that support, but it's crazy that Vance ever got any. I don't know. And I mean that in the sense that he got laid? Really? That guy? Anyway.
And he's kids. So,
yeah,
okay,
his
one
wife
thing I
sat
want
on
to
us.
know with this. Okay, so I have a methodology issue.
Okay.
Okay. So Hispanic GOP voters show no sign of fading support for the president. 89% view President Trump favorably, 12% viewing him unfavorably.
Huh.
That's 101%.
Oh.
2, the sample size was taken in October.
Uh-huh.
Those are people who will, on a phone survey, say they are Hispanic GOP voters in October 2025. That is not a sample of Hispanic GOP voters.
It's a sample of people who claim they are. Who will claim they are, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, no, I'm saying that like you are not getting a broad consensus of people who voted for Trump in 2024. You're getting a consensus of people who still identify as MAGA or GOP in 2025.
I see. Yeah.
So like if you were, and we've seen stories about this, and they're anecdotal, but they're still out there, about like Hispanic people who voted for Trump and are now anti-Trump because of his immigration crackdowns. Because he's going to go after criminals instead. He's, literally like yesterday, he was, ICE was grabbing people at a swearing-in ceremony. So like when they officially become U.S. citizens, they have done everything to become U.S. citizens, and ICE is pulling people out of line.
Then they bag them. Yeah, that's fucking.
So like the exact opposite of what you would think of when you're talking about deporting criminal illegals. These are the legalist of the legal, so much that they're about to be U.S. citizens. So this sample size, like, yes, the Hispanic people who still identify as GOP are probably very GOP. It's kind of a tautology.
Well, how did they determine that they were Hispanic? And embarrassed by that.
Ask nicely.
Yeah, I mean,
it's an SMS survey. You can't.
If you can't use the honor system with Republicans, who can you use it for?
Anyone else.
So, yeah. So new Republicans view both Trump and Vance less positively. So this is people that are newer to being Republicans aren't as diehard.
Yeah.
But it reflects a broader pattern. They rate every figure tested more negatively. Weird, but I get it. As later sections show, they are more skeptical and in several policy areas more progressive than the rest of the GOP coalition. And they it says more skeptical, but I want to go ahead and push back against that because when you get to that conspiracism thing, this is also the same group that is very on board with conspiracies. So they're not so skeptical in general. They're just skeptical of people who are public figures.
Well, and I think this gets into some of the stuff we've covered before, particularly on the Fabcast, with like people who think Trump betrayed them because he was too friendly with certain ethnic and religious groups.
Right. So Marco Rubio is apparently, for the first time in his entire little life, he's popular.
Give it a minute.
Republicans.
That'll change again. He'll open his mouth.
Well, I mean, if he's the one leading the whole charge to Venezuela, and that goes tits up, which it almost certainly would.
It's going to go tits up very quickly.
So we also tested several right-of-center media figures. Tucker Carlson is viewed favorably by 63% of the current GOP, 38% somewhat favorable, 25% very favorable, 21% viewing him unfavorably. I would not have expected that, but maybe they saw the text from the Dominion lawsuit.
Yeah, maybe.
Gender is one of the clearest divides on Carlson. He is much more popular among current GOP men. Well, yeah, I can see that. Than current GOP women, and especially among current GOP men under 50. Okay, so among the current GOP, Candace Owens is the most divisive figure tested. That tracks.
That tracks completely.
For what she says and also just the other thing, for sure.
Yeah.
The other two things.
There's a lot of reasons for her to be divisive among the right.
I mean, and that's almost certainly part of the whole thing is like she knows that, there's no telling how much of that view spike she's been getting is just fucking people, seething while they're watching her.
Right.
But probably a good bit. Age and gender strongly shape views of Owens. Voters under 50 are significantly more favorable. Well, of course, yeah. People over 50 they literally just see a black woman that's trying to tell them something, Whereas as younger people will see that and they'll go, but that's how I know I'm not racist.
Right. That's your token.
All right. Notably, there's little to no relationship between being an anti-Jewish Republican and holding a favorable view of either Carlson or Owens. Weird.
Okay.
So what's weird is they don't say this doesn't say, at least right there, it doesn't say why is that notable, Manhattan Institute? Why don't you go ahead and say that?
Yeah, like I have a lot of questions with that phrasing.
I mean, it makes sense. I get it, but they're not even saying it. They're just expecting either you understand what we're saying here, or we're not going to point it out.
Well, okay, so I think we have a few things, right? We have the why is this an interesting topic of conversation? You have to be kind of inside baseball or terminally online to know why Jewish and anti-Jewish sentiment would matter among Republicans and their views of Carlson or Owens. Also, the phrasing, it's not anti-Israel, it's not anti-Semitic, it's anti-Jewish.
Well, that's
interesting phrasing.
Well, I mean, yeah, he served his usefulness for several years until recently.
Yeah,
right? Like once it became the only thing that the younger folks on the left and the right agree on, although for very different reasons, which is, hey, this war for Israel sucks. Ben Shapiro, that's almost like his primary fucking
defining personality trait, that and dryness.
That's his wife's vagina trait.
Sure, it is. Only when he's around.
As dry as that piece of wood he got from Home Depot that time.
Yeah, the one piece of wood in a bag.
In a bag. What? Hello, conservatives. I just went to this fine establishment here, and I got myself a very manly piece of wood.
I have walked out of Menards with like several 2x4s and a tank top and a skirt. No bag, no nothing, just carrying it out to the SUV to bring home to work on something.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Oh gods, yeah. Pendragon Cycle is gonna really save Ben Shapiro.
That's what the P word is. It's gonna be a dry ass P word.
Wet ass Pendragon.
So yeah, weird.
It is
14% Ben Shapiro is significantly more popular figure nationally than Carlson, Owens, Trump, or Vance. And I mean, I think that probably almost exclusively owes to older folks now.
Yeah.
Because if it was still younger folks that were watching him, then his views wouldn't be in the goddamn toilet on YouTube.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they end up finding a way to put him on TV before too long.
Yeah. I don't know. I think he doesn't seem like the guy who wants a boss in the same way as other people, like, because he's been the boss.
Yeah.
I'm just worried that, once the order comes in, that Michael Knowles and Matt Walsh will take him out back behind the shed. Once it's time for that.
I don't know if by the way, speaking of Michael Knowles, like, I didn't realize that he is not very popular at all.
Good.
Like,
this makes me happy.
Good shit. So just saying. All right. Leadership and masculinity.
Oh boy.
Preferred leadership style and views on societal femininity. Cool. This is going to be a fun one. When thinking about this, the type of person you want as a leader, which style do you prefer? So in blue, green, whatever color that is, a bold, attention-grabbing leader who often makes headlines and isn't afraid of conflict or drama. And then there's the whitish, off-white, not sure, and pinkish, a steady, low-profile leader who focuses on results without being constantly in the spotlight.
So again, we don't have, at least in their methodology, they give no indication as to where the information for U.S. voters as a whole and Democratic voters, I guess independents as well, though you can have people who vote Republican who identify as independents. So I can see having an independent category. I'm curious where they're getting the other two data sets from.
I mean,
otherwise, I think as far as the U.S. voter line, this tracks with what we see is that more Americans do want a steady, low-profile leader who focuses on results.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
kind of
that
on the right, even to a degree.
Yeah, it's just that unfortunately, our system, we don't live in a democratic system wherein people have equal representation and land gets to vote. So it kind of fucks that all up.
Which ends up putting the guy who's literally the loudest and can't fucking ever not be in the spotlight.
Yeah.
And not only grabs attention but grabs pussies. Well, it's what's kind of definitely working against him now is that all this attention that he gets, that he's thrived on getting for over a decade now. Except nowadays he's like falling asleep and shit. His hair's looking really flat all the time now.
Yeah, it's literally killing him.
It seems like I thought that he did his own hair. I was pretty sure. Maybe he's not doing it so well. Or maybe since that little stroke that clearly happened back in the summer or something.
No politician at his level goes into a public meeting with cameras without someone doing his hair. No shot he does his own hair. He hasn't done his own hair since before I was born.
So I'm curious. I don't understand this. I guess. Not saying I doubt you're right. I just don't understand it.
Sure, but that's. But their sample is so specific that I don't think they have good coverage of it. But I can see where they would justify it that way. It's interesting how the new entrant GOP, Black GOP, core Republican, and Hispanic GOP want a more boisterous person, even though the Republican voter overall does not.
Right. Well, let's look over here at this Mexican flag looking thing and see what this is about. Western society today is too feminine. Our country needs more hard, logical, masculine thinking to get us out of the hole we're in, and our leaders should reflect that.
See, in this,
it's pretty much split evenly. It was U.S. voters. Hispanic. Yeah, I mean,
I think what I'm seeing here, it's such a leading question.
Yeah, it really is.
And I think this sort of goes back to what Bob was saying, what we were talking about with the issues with their methodology, is that we don't have a good sample of non-Republican voters.
Even though they claim to have them here.
Well, they claim to have them in that generic pool of 500 other voters, but
how did they get those? If all the others were accounted for as other things, what the fuck are these people?
I mean, it's 500 other voters. They could have found 500 libertarian voters.
Well, they should have said that then, or something.
But they just put it in other, right? Like
Well, all right. So overall, the GOP prefers a bold, attention-grabbing leader who often makes headlines.
So literally,
they just described Trump. They just described Trump in this. That's crazy.
Go back up. That's not what it says. Republicans 42% to 55% prefer the bold leader. No. The GOP does not prefer that.
Interesting that they just straight up a lie while they're giving it.
Straight up lie. Their graph and their paragraph don't match.
I mean, never mind the fact that so they're essentially saying that you can be bold, but you can't be steady. Or you can be steady, but you can't be bold.
Well, because it's they don't want to say Trump and Biden, right?
Right. Yes. Or Hillary or whatever the fuck. Whatever jumps into people's minds opposite Biden. I mean Trump whenever they
I don't think Hillary was ever a low profile politician.
True. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the same time, I kind of get them needing to do stereotypes with this shit, because if they didn't do stereotypes in their framing, these people wouldn't have no idea how to answer these questions, right?
Yeah.
Or at least some of them, because their fucking brains are rotten by anecdotal bullshit, and anecdotal bullshit that they then apply to broad swaths of people. It's crazy. It's so logically just nonsensical when you think about it. But that's how a lot of these people operate. Remember when you were a kid? Everybody remember back? But think back when you were a little kid, and you would think of adults as like, man, they got it figured out. These adults, I can't wait to be an adult. When I'll have everything figured out, and and then you get to be an adult, and you realize, oh wait, everybody's just full of shit.
I realized that very early. Wait a minute, we're all morons forever.
The difference is, are you one of them that realizes that that's the case, and then you don't, you kind of just err on the side of humanism because that's, I'm kind of a moron, so why would I?
Right. That's I'm
going to do anything else.
I'm doing humanism because I'm dumb, and I would rather help the rest of us dumb monkeys than.
If there was a thing called dumb humanism, that's what I would be part of for sure.
We're all stupid. Please send help.
Oh my God.
Wait, it's just us. We'll do what we can.
Oh, and affordability, right? Affordability is a Democrat plot. Well, it was the other day, but it wasn't a couple of days before that. Whenever it was all the rage, because Zoran looked at him with a smile and gave him those.
Zoran energy corrupted Trump there for a day.
Oof. I saw. I hate to admit this because I just haven't unsubscribed yet, but I wanted to get a sampling of what the free press was about a few weeks back. Whenever John Oliver covered What's Your Nuts,
yeah.
So I'm going to take a look at free press myself and see how it's pretty bad. I signed up for it, and so I've been getting their emails.
Oh,
and today the one they sent me was the main story was about just how kids these days, they're just dumber than their parents were at the same age.
Oh my God.
Because of computers. So
their parents had computers.
I mean, yeah, I had computers, and I'm a parent of kids that now have computers. But
Like
you know,
if you're a parent, I guess if unless you're having a kid in your 50s, if you're in your 40s or younger, you had a computer more than likely.
do you want to? We should pause on this and pick it up on Sunday again.
Okay, well, yeah,
we'll finish off this section and just see what else we can glean from it. Which
Yeah.
is we realize now. I've realized that we're not gleaning a lot. What we're doing is having to try and parse through specific narratives that are, and stereotypes and really kind of silly framings, as well as just a terrible fucking methodology.
we have a dubious methodology and more dubious conclusions. So yeah.
But there's bound to be something we can learn from that, right? No.
I mean, I think there's a lot to be learned from it, right? One, they have to lie. Two, we already learned they don't consider their Black and Hispanic voters to be members of the general GOP population
or human beings. But we knew that.
I wasn't gonna go that far, but
so trying to find some. So I had downloaded just a few quick images from this that we can kind of glance at before we get done.
Yeah.
So one of the really interesting ones is this: political violence.
Oh.
Support for the justification of political violence. To what extent do you agree with the following statement? In American politics, the use of political violence is sometimes justified. U.S. voters generally don't like that, seemingly. Current GOP, about on par with that. Democrats, literally on par with that.
Literally the same.
So Republican generally is not the same thing as current GOP, I guess.
That's again, this goes back to the methodology. What the fuck is the difference?
And then core Republicans, I mean, I get what they mean by that. Between that and the new entrant, I do understand that.
Yeah, that one I get. But I think
well, then it gets into a couple of these listings here. I think, because we skipped over the conspiracism thing, but like it does start. The interesting thing it does is start tying back into other things that it asks about. So like the conspiracism is represented here seemingly. So like how many conspiracy theories do you believe in is kind of part of what they are asked about, and then they correlate that with this, as in, and then of course there's Black and Hispanic. Like they can't be any of the other things because they're just Black and Hispanic, right? That's all they can be.
That's all they can be.
Yeah, there's nothing about 6-7 theories at all. Dude, I promise you, Bob. So this shout out to Danimal for sending me this and kind of turning me on to this whole thing, being like, oh, that's interesting. And I literally made that joke to him. I literally made the same joke. I was like, well, what about 6-7 theories?
So someone points out in chat that this is Christmas color, and I would like to remind us all to do as the founding fathers intended and wage war on Christmas, just
Agent
like George Washington.
Agent 711, y'all.
Agent 711. Our first president waged war on Christmas, and you should too.
I'm gonna see if I can find that video, and maybe we can have that play whenever we end the stream, if I can find it. Yeah.
I think it's my first live stream. I think that's the first time I was on live.
I think so. Yeah, because we'd done several recordings at that point, but
yeah.
Yeah, I found it. Did we do that right at the beginning of the stream, by the way?
I think so, yeah. I think we
Because
open on it.
I might need to go download it because all I found was the nearly 4-hour live stream here.
Yeah, we went on for a minute.
Well, yeah, it was fun. We maybe didn't know how to, kind of not talk too much.
We still talk too much. It's fine.
But everything we say is very, very important.
Clearly,
I want everybody to understand that. So don't doubt us. Okay.
I mean, there are, and some of them even like this stream.
Hey,
Speaking of which,
you should like
this
this
stream.
Please like it. Unless you dislike it, in that case, please represent that in the little thummy mabob.
Yeah, do that too. And if you dislike it, downvote the shit out of us, and also comment in chat and let us know how much you hate us.
Man. We need to hear it. I mean, if we don't hear it, how are we going to know? Yeah. Thank you.
Dogtown. I'm glad chat's getting in the spirit of the war on Christmas.
Wow, I found some old streams that I just found here.
You're being visited by the ghosts of streams past.
Man, where the hell is them shits? Maybe I just need to download it again from the channel, because it is an upload, I believe, on the channel.
Yeah, I forgot. That's all. The back end is your job. I don't know fucking shit about that.
That's what they tell me.
In that you've done it, and I cannot possibly be fucked to learn. I have to do computer things the other days of the week. So.
Right? Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on you for sure.
And this is a hobby. I get paid to do that. So
let me pull up another image here while I continue looking, and then I'll continue looking for this. Okay, so racism and anti-Semitism.
Oh boy, this is what buckle the fuck in, kids.
First of all, just right off the bat, interesting that it's two different things apparently.
Well, that's I have seen it put that way from more reputable sources, and part of it that anti-Semitism is a weird thing because it is also mixed in with it's an ethnic thing,
but it's also
a religious thing, and technically another religious thing because Semitic people are not just all Jewish. In fact, most Palestinians are Semitic people.
Right. Weird.
Just a fun fact.
Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go.
Which is probably why I honed in on the anti-Jewish. So I'm like, wow, they left out a bunch of Semites of their anti-Semitism.
So this is the current GOP, whatever that means.
Yeah, we have not defined that clearly.
If you remember back to the previous image, that's literally just one of many.
Yeah, it's the current GOP Republican. And obviously, core Republican and new entrant GOP, I understand categories. But yeah.
Okay, so tolerance for prejudice in the coalition. Regarding individuals who openly express the following, what comes closer to your view regarding their role in your party and political movement? Now, just for example, on the left, ideally, you would get the vast majority of people just saying it's a zero tolerance thing. We don't need that kind of shit. Advocating against other people based on race or whatever, being bigoted in advocacy for social causes, or economic progressive causes, that's bullshit. Fuck that. But I mean, it probably would be a few people that would kind of do it anyway. But yeah, so let's see how it breaks down here. You would think, I would have thought before this, and once again, this is not changing my mind or anything because it's a fucking bizarre methodology, but my instinct would have told me that most of them are just kind of cool with racism at this point. That most of them would just kind of be like, yeah, it's not a big deal. It doesn't, whatever. And some of that does get represented a little bit in a different context later, but yeah.
Well, for racists, I mean, look at it. More than half. More than half are okay with courting racism or being racist. And about a third of them are explicitly stating they don't want racism in the party, which means about 2/3 of Republicans either don't have an opinion or are cool with it.
Wait. I guess maybe was I reading this differently? Let me see.
So this is tolerance for prejudice. So this means how okay are you with prejudice?
But the literally the colors are down at the bottom that says like the red is they aren't welcome and don't represent what I stand for.
So right. So that 36% is those people, and that 36% are not tolerant of racists in the Republican Party.
Right. Okay, so
60%.
that should be like on the left, it would probably, hopefully, maybe be more like 75, 80%. Hopefully, at least, right?
Well, 15% are racists. 22% are. I've had enough of cancel culture, so I'm okay with racism.
No, I was saying if this was going back to if we did this with the left, a leftist, or progressives.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Now I follow. Yeah, you would hope it would be 80 to 90%.
But yeah, as Bob points out, like he wants to know how they define racism exactly, because the vast majority of these people will sincerely tell you that they don't hate anybody, they're not racist, and I think it's something it's been talked about a lot more lately. But I remember kind of being really nervous talking about this a couple of years ago, because it didn't seem like many people were discussing the nature of racism as being a general flippancy and lack of concern and cynicism, almost more than it is hate in some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I didn't want anybody I remember being like, I hope nobody thinks I'm trying to make excuses that, hate's hate. I understand the effect is what matters. I literally fucking have a song about that I just finished. But like, yeah, some of these people genuinely don't seem to actually have like hate. It's just this collection of, programmed, propagandized fucking flippancy and cynicism about people with different perspectives and lived experience.
Yeah, sort of a vague antipathy toward, rather than outright maliciousness, right?
Which makes it incredibly fucking difficult because it's like it seems like even some of those people they don't like the idea of overt hatred towards people. So like, yeah, that's how they've gotten a lot of people. That's how they brought racism back, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway, I am such a person just makes me fucking laugh that that's phrased that way. I am such a person.
I am that racist. I am that anti-Semite.
Racist, you say? I am such a person.
It's interesting that it's about a 3% swing between racist and anti-Semitic for like how cool they are with it, right? Like and it's interesting that like I'm not sure, like people are much more solid on anti-Semitism than they are on racism.
Yeah, it took me a second to get it right, Jay-Z. But yeah,
the phrasing is very weird, and I had to read it 3 times.
So yeah,
it's how do you regard individuals who openly express the following? So racist views, 15. That first part, they're saying, I am a racist. 22.
I am that racist motherfucker of which you speak.
Right, that is how they're identifying. So yeah, if you look at it, you have about a third, a little over a third, are like, I don't like racism, and then quick napkin math. 53% are like, racism is okay.
Yeah, that's yikes, yikeroonies. And then another just quick interesting thing to look at before we're done is the distinction between new entrant and I guess classic flavor.
Right. New crap and Crapacola Classic.
So let me see here. Okay. This is how they're divided up here. Core Republicans, 65%. Longstanding GOP voters who have consistently backed Republican presidential nominees since 2016 or earlier. And new entrant Republicans, 29%. Recent first-time GOP presidential voters, including those who supported Democrats in 2016 or 2020, or were too young to vote in cycle. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so I have to sort of go back into poking methodology, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the too young to vote before 2020. So they have 2 start dates. Where that's a bad methodology thing. Where like if you're going to have new entrant as a category, they both should start at the same time. So either new entrants would be people who didn't vote Republicans before 2016, or 2020, not this group 2016, this group 2020, because that fucks up your math.
So you would think that, but I think it actually breaks down more like the younger people seem to be more ready to just kind of say fuck Trump and still be on the right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll look at that in just one second here. Pulling those up now.
Because, like, if you voted... Because, like, the group I'm thinking is that, like, would have been able to vote in 2016 that might have voted Democrat. Like, yeah, it's just weird that, like, why are we not worried about people who were too young to vote before 2016? That's weird. Can I do a dollop?
Age divides are substantial. Among the current GOP under 50, a notable minority report that, hey, I've seen that movie. They themselves openly express racist, 31%, or anti-Semitic, 25% views. Among those over 50 in the current GOP, these figures drop to just 4% for each. Which, I mean,
Tracks?
We're talking about people that they are from an era when, you know, they learned to mask their bigotry a lot, right? The older folks, I think. I don't know.
They express their bigotry differently, right?
Sure.
Like, I think that you're talking about people who don't look at their racism in terms of race almost necessarily.
Yeah.
Where they can, you know, this is the sort of racist who can be perfectly friendly to a black person in a social situation, maybe even have to bring up the meme black friends, right? But then like complain about all the crime the black people do, or talk about like if they live in the suburbs or in a rural area, complain about those people from the city.
So I remember whenever my dad, because I've said before, my dad has always been kind of like the bellwether of conservatism. Like I could kind of glean a bit about the broader mentality by talking to my dad sometimes. And like, I remember whenever he said that Obama was the most racially divisive president ever. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, when has he ever? And it's like, because he said something about, like, I think it was was it Tamir Rice was his name?
Yeah.
Something like that like, oh, you know, he's a black kid, my kids are black, or something. Like, he said something like that. And that's like, apparently was the biggest fucking thing, you know, craziest thing that a black president could say to certain people. And it's like, so it makes me realize that a lot of older folks were the kind of racist where they just don't think about it generally.
Right.
Once again, goes back to what we said. Like, if you don't have some of these ideas worked through, like some of your biases worked through, that literally makes you more susceptible to being a fucking racist. And you know, yeah, it's weird because I mean, I remember just being like, Obama is like he hasn't done. I remember some of the fear mongering going on about what he was going to do when he got elected. Like, oh, he's going to do this for black people or whatever. He knew shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Well,
I think part of it is that so much of the media focused on Obama being black that it kind of got projected onto him that he was talking about how black he was, when Obama didn't talk about how black he was.
What I've always
very
found
rarely did.
that he's equally as white as he was black.
Yeah, he is half as white. Yeah.
And we, you know, but he was always referred to, and that kind of tells you a good bit about just the baked in, you know, otherization of black people in society, right? Like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. You know, then there was the FEMA death camps. I remember that.
FEMA death camps, yeah.
Forgot all about it, man. How could I forget? That
they
was
actually have one of those in Utah now. They have like a homeless camp that they're putting people in out in Utah. They're just arresting them and throwing them in this camp in the desert somewhere.
I mean, I heard about the Tansu. I couldn't stand to look at the guy anymore after the Dijon.
Oh, right, the Dijon. Who could forget the Dijon? What an absolute monster.
His suit was too brown, and his mustard was too brown, and he was maybe too brown. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's the one drop rule is super. I mean,
oh yeah.
It's what was the thing that's fucking just a robot that the initiative covered? She's called it the paper bag test.
Yeah, I think so. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's not like I did the paper bag test on her. It's like we didn't even know what that was, and we look it up, and it's like, oh, this
right.
is
It's like, what are you talking about? Oh, you're a racist.
Thing where you compare someone's complexion to a paper bag and determine if they're black or not. Like, what the fuck?
The fuck does that?
I mean, at this point, man, yeah, fucking bring me the sweet relief of the death panels, dude.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's like RFK Jr.'s whole thing. They found a Democrat to do the death panels finally.
True.
And they made him Secretary of Health and Human Services.
Maybe on Sunday, if we feel up to it, or if I can find a funny way to talk about it, I kind of want to mention at least what RFK's been dealing with lately.
Oh yeah, we.
That's
Sunday will be fun.
That's pretty fun. Anyway, what happened to all the the ethical journalism people? Right?
They got fired.
No, I mean the ones that used to call for ethics in games journalism. What about ethics in health and human services director journalism? Anyway,
they died of the measles.
Right. So let's see. New entrant Republicans are far more likely to fall into the tolerator design category, and that's not tolerators in like they tolerate other people.
They are tolerant of intolerance.
Right. There's that paradox, but inverted.
Right.
1 in 3 new entrants say they openly express racist views, compared to just 8% of core Republicans. Wow. So those tolerators are also significantly more likely to believe multiple conspiracy theories and to support political violence. Imagine that. Imagine that the content that has been cranked out and amplified and made crazier and crazier over time in the last several years would make somebody that way. By the way, they caught the guy that planted the pipe bombs on January 6th.
Guess what
he was
believed
a fucking
in?
Trump guy.
He was basically a J6er.
Yep. Although
literally doing a terrorist attack on January 6th.
I have not seen this happen yet, but I'm almost certain that they're doing it because he's a black guy. Seemingly, we're probably just going to share that around and go, hey, look, he's a black guy. So
black guy, yeah.
So yeah, consistent with their higher likelihood of falling into the anti-Jewish Republican category, roughly 1 in 3 self-identify as either racist or anti-Semitic.
That's
good times. And then finally,
great. That's
stark divide emerges between newer and long-standing Republicans. 34% of new entrant Republicans voters believe most or all of the theories that they mentioned, which we can get into Sunday.
Sure.
Compared with 11% of core Republicans. Put another way, 63% of the highest conspiracy believers previously voted for Obama, Clinton. And that probably makes more sense to me in like I get it. I mean, I wouldn't fall for it, but like younger people are the ones that have been failed the most by, these politicians in these eras, right?
Yeah.
If you're an older, conservative and you got your fucking 401k still or whatever, you're doing all right. And it's like, you wouldn't have any reason to kind of spin out on conspiracy theories on the internet and try and figure out why the world is so fucked. But yeah, does that make sense? What I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. Just depressing.
So, dynamic does not reflect a traditional conservative versus MAGA split. Self-identified traditional conservatives are actually more likely than MAGA identifiers to believe most or all theories. Weird.
That tracks to me.
Okay.
It wouldn't have 4 years ago, but I'm
not seeing how that would.
So the conservative movement, I think we on the outside see the conservative movement and MAGA as the same thing, and I don't think that's unfair.
Because it has, I mean, it's fair to a degree because it has been swallowed up, at least the all the oxygen.
Yeah.
Taken up by MAGA.
But I think that MAGA at this point is calcified around some specific people.
Well, it's also just kind of like crumbling daily.
Right. Where I think, especially because I think after January 6th, we have a lot of people who pulled away from the MAGA movement and returned to talking about, conservatism, TM. And so people who would have joined the movement post 2022 probably would identify as MAGA because everyone divested from them for a few years, basically up until the last half of 2024.
Yeah. When they were like, oh, we have to kind of still attach to this because it seems to be where the winds are taking us. So,
right.
Yeah.
And also you have a lot of people now, especially into the Trump administration, when it comes to the subject of Israel, who don't see themselves as MAGA because MAGA is Trump's movement and Trump is not anti-Semitic enough.
Right.
Which is another sticky wicket in the whole deal.
A sticky wicket, eh?
Cheers. Fucking love coffee.
Well, and then just one quick thing I want to point out that I just noticed here, on the way out the door here.
Sure.
So, in this that we'll cover Sunday.
Oh boy, the system in scare quotes. Oh God.
So this is basically asking the three, responses are: should we preserve the system, that it works well overall? When we change things could, blah blah blah. We should do things gradually, or reform it. It's not perfect. We should fix it. What's broken? Blah blah blah. Or burn it down. Surprisingly, seemingly, I would have thought it'd be way more than 7% would think they'd want to burn it down, because that's what they've been doing, essentially, just in a slow motion kind of fashion, and with more profit going to specific people than if you actually burned it down.
Yeah.
But I think that this kind of reveals that this is not a great sample, because
I
believe
also like you have the system in scare quotes. Just the phrasing here is so dubious and leading that I don't think this is a helpful question for data analysis, and I'm legitimately confused as to why they published it.
Who knows?
Who can say?
I mean, look, I think that this is bullshit, because I just think that there's far more people who are consciously, actively working towards, accelerationist end goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
Definitely some times happened.
Some times have happened.
So what's going on with you, Morgan? How's shit?
Shit's busy. It's we're into my a busy wave of the year, so lots of travel, lots of work.
Well, thanks for taking your Friday to spend some time with us.
Happy to do so. It was a nice little relaxing break. Got something fun in the oven for Sunday.
Well, yeah, this, and then generally whatever else might come along, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, kind of, we didn't have time, and that's my fault, but like this Metatron guy, he's been popping up a lot lately for me.
This Metatron guy? I don't know who it is.
He's apparently been around a while. He's like a gaming YouTuber, streamer or something, but like he is a seemingly, only now or recently beginning to take a rightward pivot, seems like. He's like making content, but he's also apparently very popular. And he's making content that is making the kinds of claims that just like they're stage one chud shit.
Sure.
And
so he's on that Asmongold train.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah. And for instance, I have a image of him here. He's wearing the Charlie Kirk Freedom shirt, so that tells you anything about him.
Oh, great.
Lost his freedom while wearing.
Oh.
The freedom to breathe.
Huh.
So there's
he's
that.
got some Hassan Piker meltdown stuff. Anti-Roman immigration or Roman anti-immigration. That's hilarious because that's not how Rome ever worked.
It's not?
No.
Oh. We should probably talk about Keg's Breath a little bit on Sunday too.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Keg's Breath.
And I don't want to suggest that people not call him a war criminal because we're not in war for him.
Well,
like
here's the thing: is I think when it comes to calling him a war criminal, there's a lot of fog of war. So I think if you call him a war criminal, it's just in the fog of war. So it doesn't really, like, you're not really slandering him because it's fog of war and we don't have all the details. And it also was the admiral who called him a war criminal. I didn't call him a war criminal.
True. Did you hear that there was you know how we were all like, oh, I don't care whose name pops up in the Epstein files or whatever, like, well, but so then people have been making their way through that trove of emails.
Yeah, sure.
There was a name that was kind of alarming to see was mentioned a bunch of times, actually.
Rebecca Watson.
Bernie Sanders.
Bernie?
Yep. Bernie is in the emails.
Okay.
What the Epstein files say about Bernie Sanders. It's kind of crazy because this is an inside look into what the elites are saying about
they're complaining
everything.
about him.
There's really like personal I
don't know if anybody remembers. I know some of you do. I don't know if you do, Morgan, but like in the 90s when the Bulls were everything in NBA, they had the Michael Jordan plays that the other teams would have these specific plays that they used just for the Bulls and for Michael Jordan in particular. Right?
Sure.
Because that was just how fucking good he was and how like we have to account for Jordan or we're fucked. And I think that's basically what this is. It's a bunch of a few billionaires going, we got to account for this fucking Bernie Sanders motherfucker or we're fucked. And not in a good way. You know what I'm saying? And then they winked at each other and then,
Right. Not the way we do to children, the way that children do. Wait, what?
Yep.
Hooey.
Yeah, he sure is.
Yeah, just looking at his thumbnails, I'm like, oh, piece of shit alert.
Yeah. It's weird to see somebody like at this point kind of taking that pivot. It's like, oh man, he must really believe this stuff. He must have really bought in, because if you're just a grifter and choosing to grift, now would be the worst time to just get into it, I think.
Well, also right now, a lot of the propaganda machine we got that pushed this in, the 20 teens is directed at Europe right now, especially coming out of Russia. So it looks like this guy is from Europe, and so it will not surprise me if we see more people from Europe move that direction, just because that's where the propaganda is right now. I know I'm full of good news.
Yeah, that's why I keep you around, because I'm like, I might have too much fun with this stuff if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry to bring down the vibe.
It's all right. It's not the first time.
It won't be the last. It won't be the last this weekend.
All righty. Did anybody miss this here that I made the other day?
He was asked in an interview how he'd want to be remembered.
I want to be remembered for
the Charlie Kirk purge. Even the height of what the right-winger said was left-wing cancel culture, there were fewer actual victims than what we just witnessed when it comes to Charlie Kirk. At least 600 Americans lost jobs for saying stuff about Charlie Kirk, including 50 academics and university administrators. By contrast, 22 academics were fired in 2020, 160 total fired for pro-Palestine views, making the Kirk crackdown the most extreme form of cancel culture so far. The Charlie Kirk purge.
We must honor him, guys. We got to honor his purge. And if you think that's disrespectful, if you don't want to do that, okay, fine. I've got an option here for you.
He was asked in an interview how he'd want to be remembered.
I want to be remembered for...
Do you truly, in your heart of hearts,
truly believe that this is a human being. This,
Without a doubt.
without a doubt,
Yes.
this is a dolphin fetus.
So let me.
Without a doubt, a dolphin fetus is a human being. This is a human fetus.
Oh God.
That's what he's going to be remembered for, that fucking song, and that's awesome. Sometimes the internet pulls through, you know.
Remember, hell is a simulation.
Speaking of Netflix, I guess, you know, should say, in a weird way, like, I'm not excited about it, but I am kind of thankful that it wasn't fucking Ellison.
I am actually like, if someone had to do it, I'm glad is maybe the wrong word, but vigorously okay with.
There was no good option here, right?
Right.
Like,
In a time of no good options, I'll
take the least bad one.
Yeah, this Netflix buying up WB is among the better outcomes.
It's like, look, you got to eat a shit sandwich. Do you want it cooked or not? You know, and like,
I don't even think it's that bad.
No, but I mean, you know, you got to choose something.
You got like it's.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. You know, because Netflix has been aggressively mid to me for like quite a long time now.
Yeah.
And I've actually saw something about that where it seems like they might be intentionally making less engaging shows so that people will keep it on while they're folding laundry or doing laundry, whatever the fuck.
Right.
Which is just what happened? What happened to us? We used to be a great society. You know?
We used to live in a society.
We used to have people focused on like the quality of shows. God damn it, objectively good shows, good writing, not bad writing. I'm gonna go watch some YouTube channels that you guys are gonna be really surprised to learn about. Bye. Thanks everybody for being here. Hope you have a lovely weekend. We will catch you on the FAP side.
We will see you on the FAP side someday.
I do have a new song here that I'm gonna go ahead and play this motherfucker. And new is in like it is one of the final two that I had to kind of get done.
So are we saying it's the final countdown?
I mean, is that? Yeah, it is. Yep, certainly. And I'll probably do another, you know, couple hours of mixing on this one, so it's not 100% on the final mix yet, but you know, it's close enough.
We're getting there.
With that in mind, please like and subscribe. Check out Bob of the Old Ways. He's on sabbatical now, doing California jury duty in Florida or something like that. I don't know. He's been inhaling his podcast. Don't listen to him. But yeah, Bob, hope you're doing all right. Everybody else, hope you're doing all right as well. Take care of yourselves, one another, and your mothers. You know, take care of your mothers.
Your mother.
Peace. Here is, wait, this. Wait, God damn it. Yeah.
We have a friend in need, and we will not rest until he's safe in Andy's room. Now let's move out.
And that concludes our broadcast day.
Savior, wash away our sin. malice or ignorance when it's you on the other end. Cause there's no better angels from within, no gods to undo or forgive, or a savior wash away our sins. No, it's only you and me, my friend. The souls that we exist within, the effects of choice and consequence. Nobody gives a shit about your intentions. Do you ever consider the effects? The values are falling on their souls. Is this really the way of the world? Is this really the way of the world? We're so far beyond magical thinking. Do we ever consider the effects of the road to knowledge? Baby, the closest I've been. They never considered the effects. No. Ba-na-na-na-na-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na, na-na.